Hey friends, I'm Georgie. It's such a pleasure to welcome you to the Just Breathe podcast, where I'll be talking all things breathing to help empower you guys to use the power of your breath to harness your bodies and minds. In today's episode, I'll be chatting to Sam Ma. Sam Ma is a Chinese medical doctor as well as a master in Tai Chi and Qi Gong. And he is really passionate about spreading awareness of the power of these ancient practices. Now, we got chatting all about the true essence of the practices of Tai Chi and Qi Gong and how the foundation of the practice always begins with the breath. Sam Ma talks about the true meaning of Qi and how using these practices we can actually move energy to restore balance within our own bodies and minds. Now, I've been practicing some Tai Chi and Qi Gong with Sam Ma, and his knowledge of the practice is absolutely second to none. The detail he goes into is absolutely profound, and it really makes for quite an incredible experience. And it's interesting because the practices externally look quite slow and gentle, but it can actually be incredibly difficult at times. And the feelings you can feel of that energy, that Qi, are immensely powerful. I really hope you enjoy our conversation. Now, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Just Breathe podcast. Let's keep on building that strong breathing community. The more people talking about breathing, the better. All right, let's jump on right into this incredibly powerful conversation. I know you're going to absolutely love it. This is episode 19 of Just Breathe with Sam Ma. Hey Sam Ma, how you doing? How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Yeah. Welcome to the Just Breathe podcast. Pleasure to have you on and to be talking to you today.
I'm excited. Yes, that's okay. Yes, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I would love to sort of get right into the conversation. I'd love to hear your journey actually with Tai Chi and Qi Gong. Is it something you've done your entire life, or is it something you came across as an adult? What was the story there?
Okay, the story is starting. I was born in Hong Kong, and then at that sort of area, Chinese martial arts is quite popular.
Right.
So in this case, you're talking about 6, 7 out of 10 children that go to martial arts school to learn martial arts. So I was one of them. So I learned martial arts at a very young age, and I come across with different disciplines as well. So it's Chinese martial arts, Japanese, Korean, all that is a mixed bag. It's mostly external martial arts, means that you actually deal with the street fight. Deal with people trying to get you into trouble, and then you want to get out the situation. So this is the martial arts we're learning. So it's quite a hard training, and then we love it. We love the challenge of it because at that stage, no computers, no iPhone, and all that stuff.
Sounds like bliss.
And now we channel our energy when we finish school, drop the school bag and straight into a martial arts school. Listen to what the master tells, and then we just have to keep doing day in, day out, which is good. So I trained in martial arts quite young age.
Yeah.
And then become a teenager, then you sort of drift off a little bit, and then get on with your study, university, and all that, and then jobs, and so I'm still practicing, but not to extent that when I was young.
Right.
And when I done my Chinese medicine degree, and then I started off treating patients.
Yeah.
And then the patients tell me that, okay, Sam, I'm being treated. I feel much better now. So how can I maintain myself? I said, yeah, you can do some exercise. Then they asked me, why don't you just teach us what to do? is that I said, oh, that's a good idea. So the light bulb sort of blink, and then I was search various school to be a little bit more proper, to get a qualified to actually teach people. I can teach people, but to qualify to teach people is important. It's not what you know, it's what you need to know about the legislation and safety aspect of it. So in this case, I came across with the school called Deyin, Deyin, Tai Chi Institute. And also they have a sister association called British Health Qi Gong Association. So both of them, Tai Chi and Qi Gong. So I said, okay, that's great. And then I talked to the teacher, and it sounds very genuine. And then they know what they're talking about. And then because previously I sort of tapped into the Chinese martial arts and Tai Chi school in various in London, across UK, and majority they actually regurgitate what they learn from master, and then they sounds not genuine enough, because I got a martial art background, so I know exactly what I'm looking for. So so I found those two master Terry Yip and Fei Yip. They're very genuine. And as I start my Tai Chi in terms of a get qualification to teach people. So so it's quite a long journey.
And are you still treating patients in the Chinese medicine as well now?
Yes, this is my main core of the work, is trying to get people out of the immediate needs first, and then sort of support with the Tai Chi and then Qigong exercise to maintain the health.
Yeah. And could you talk a little bit about the actual difference between Tai Chi and Qi Gong? Because I think it's actually not very well known what the real difference is, because parts of the movement look quite similar, don't they? In the terms that it's very slow, it's quite meditative and flowing. And you have this image, this group of people on a hill, sort of all practicing together. But the actual definition of the essence of the two, could you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, so I will try to explain as simple, but down into the bone to you. So in terms of we talk about Qigong first. Qigong is the two words. Qi is Qi, but some people spell it CHI. Qi, it means air. Gong is GONG, is practice. So it means that you combine two words. It's like air. Practice means it's breathing exercise.
Wow.
So, but however, you look at that air, the Qi side, is a next level of the air we're breathing into our body. The air you're breathing into our body, we actually absorb the elements from the atmosphere. Okay, and that's the air. But when you inside the body, our body is capable convert that air elements into Qi. Qi, in a simple word, is energy. Energy. So when you look at the Chinese character, how they write the Qi word, they got a rise inside the air. So it means that you bringing the air, you're breathing in, and then bringing the grain, the energy from the grain, join them together, and then form the energy. So we try to mobilize that internal energy, and then Gong is practice is how to practice and breathing the air, combining with the energy, the grain energy into the Qi, and mobilize into the body.
So it's really an embodied breathing practice.
It is a breathing practice in a way, but you need to eat good as well. You need to eat good because you need the grain, which is the essence of the food, and then merge with the air we're breathing into the Qi, into the energy. So the Qi is a very sort of mysterious in the way people, Qigong is very, very mysterious, it's powerful as well. However, it's no difference from the energy that we come across that invisible, such as electricity. We can't see electricity, but we know that actually conduct via the wire. And also magnetic force. You can't see the magnetic force, but we bring the south pole and north pole together, they actually attract to each other, pulling each other. So in this case, the energy around us is all over, like the wind energy, like the solar energy, they're all invisible, but somehow there's a science or technology that capture that type of energy. But in terms of the Qi that within the human body, then it's really down to the feeling. And then you feel the energy mobilizing within your body. So this is Qi element. Yeah. Okay. That's a Qi Gong. And so hopefully I explained the Qi Gong. Yeah. It's a little bit clearer. Yeah. Qi Gong is the basis of everything. Right. Even though you don't practice Qi Gong, you still do a certain amount of Qi Gong on a daily basis because you breathe in the oxygen and then combine with the food that you eat and then making energy. So you're sleeping, you're walking, you're running, you're skipping, you're talking even, we use energy. Yeah.
And that is
so in this case,
combining the grain with the energy.
With the air and then form the energy that you use on a daily basis. Those are Qigong.
Right. So is the practice of Qigong then, I'm trying to sort of digest it myself as well, is the grain and the energy, bringing it together and then directing it in certain pathways? Is that sort of actually, you know, when you're doing the movement of Qigong, sort of even like that really basic movement where you're bringing your arms up either side of you and through the center, is that sort of centering the Qi?
Yes, you can actually say that we're actually cultivating Qi and trying to not control as such, but want to guide the Qi where we want the Qi goes.
Guide the
Say,
Qi.
for instance, guide the Qi. For instance, we forget about doing the practice and folding arm in. When you get angry, you feel a surge of a heat and rushing up into your face.
Yeah.
That's a Qi.
Right.
Okay, on the other hand, every day you go for defecation for the stools. When you sit down and then feel a little bit congested, then you use the energy push. So this is a Qi as well.
Right.
Yeah. So every day you open your eyes and then the Qi start, get your eyes opening, visualing, and then absorb the images.
So we are all experiencing Qi all the time.
That's right. Absolutely. So Qi is, consciously and subconsciously, you're actually doing the Qi. But when you do Qigong, you're more specific, want to guide the Qi where you want the Qi goes.
Right, to a more balanced place, right? Because I guess if the Qi is unbalanced or if the Qi is erratic, like you said, that anger, then maybe that's not such a helpful direction of the Qi.
That's right. That's like people say, for instance, they have high blood pressure. So the Qi more upright to here. And also you got more Qi up there and then easily get a stroke. You know why? Too much powerful and push into the blood and then pushing the blood clot or congeal to each other. So in this case, this is Qi. And then when you do Qigong and how to guide the Qi down, bring it down to center ourselves. So much karma.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's the Qigong essence of it. Yeah.
Right. Right.
And then leading on to Tai Chi. Like I said, Qigong is the base of everything. Then use Tai Chi, you try to utilize the Qi, the energy, then into a more expressive form, such as in a martial arts way.
Right.
So Tai Chi traditionally is a kind of martial arts. So if people attack you, you know how to defend, how to get yourself out of the trouble.
Right.
If no the Tai Chi is what we call a gentleman martial arts. It means that if nobody come to aggressively attack you physically, you can't apply Tai Chi to anybody.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But in time that people train Tai Chi when they're young and progressively, and then they train Tai Chi when they're old age as well. Because when they're old age, the muscles get a bit weak. So in this case, they not apply so much strength into the practice. So they soften up in there, and then use same thing. They use the mind to guide the Qi, but with the intention of doing martial arts, but without the physical
violence
activity. Exactly. That's right.
Yeah. And it's incredible actually when you see Tai Chi, and really, you know, Tai Chi done well, how much strength there is in the slowness of movement and in the stillness. in, you know, so many people associate martial arts with the pow pow Jackie Chan, you know, craziness and, you know, sort of, you know, defeating 10 men at once single-handedly. But actually the essence of Tai Chi, and when you watch it, is there's so much strength in being able to control that movement, which I suppose is controlling the Qi, like you said, or guiding the Qi, like you said before, because it's a really powerful thing, right? And a thing of great strength if you utilize it correctly.
Yeah. Because the Tai Chi is mainly using, this is what we call internal martial arts.
Right.
The martial art, basically, there are two different types. One is external, like you said, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Bruce Lee, they're more external, fast fighting, kicking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when you actually turn into internal martial arts, the energy and intention coming from inside. Even though you throw a punch out, you actually from inside. Yeah. Even though a person is very thin and not much muscle power, they still can apply the Tai Chi to defend themselves to a certain degree. Yeah. Okay. So that's why when we train Tai Chi, we actually always have the mind that, okay, we're doing Tai Chi, not Qi Gong. So with the Qi Gong, with the additional thinking about the intention is when opponent comes into you, how do you defend? How do you retaliate, basically? But you don't use any strength and force whatsoever. Very soft, very soft. And also when you train Tai Chi, as you know, that is it's quite slow. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's even harder. It's even harder.
Yeah.
And people like they kick high. Yes, they really very quick kick high. But in Tai Chi, they raise the legs first and actually kick that way. So in this case, it requires more energy, more balance.
And that's when you get the shakes, right?
Exactly,
as well. I remember, I was in your class on Monday, and we were stood for 45 minutes, of course, just breathing, but stood breathing. And I'm so used to doing breath work sat down that my legs felt like wood by the end. I had to, you know, really shake it off. I felt like I'd done a full workout after just standing for 45 minutes and breathing. And it really, really goes to show how much strength actually it takes to be still. Like all this dynamic movement, there's power in that, but real power. And actually it takes a lot more mastering of the mind to not get distracted and be still, I found.
Absolutely. In the martial arts, in Tai Chi and also in Qi Gong, we said the legs are the root of our body.
Right.
And then the body is the trunk, and then the hands is only leaf and branches. So without the root, the branches do not exist.
Right.
So everything starts from the ground first, and the energy is trending up. So it's a lot in a lot of modern practices as well. Same as yoga, they got to get the earth energy, and also from the heaven, but mostly from the earth energy through man and connect with the heaven. So three energy combined into one. So we are very much into the root energy, which is the leg work.
I remember you saying actually in a few classes that you like people to wear something on their feet like socks or a very thin shoe. Is that correct? Because the energy can be so strong, pulling that energy up from the ground?
It is in a way, and also the reason that I recommend people, this is from a traditional Chinese medicine point of view, that people wear a protecting sort of shoes wear or socks, because in a country like UK, it's quite damp and cold.
Right.
Damp, cold, sink down at the bottom. So in this case, in your house, the warmest place is in the ceiling. The coldest place is on the floor. So when you barefoot running around, so it means that your body is like a sponge. Not only the nose breathing, the skin breathe as well. So in this case, your body absorb all this cold and damp and then into your body. But most importantly is it doesn't stay in the legs. It actually go, you look at the meridian systems at the back of the chart, I can see that, yes? That's a meridian from the legs go inside between your legs. That's the reason why most women suffer from cold uterus, infertility.
Wow.
Endometriosis. So all this problem, and man is prostatitis. So all this problem is actually barefoot, too cold. If you're in India or in Egypt, that's no problem. The ground is hot. Yeah, so you don't need so much protecting. So you go to do yoga in India, you don't need a mat.
Wow.
In the northern hemisphere, and people have to rely on the mat and socks and things like this, is try to protect from cold. So this is the reason that I ask people to do that as well.
Wow, yeah. And I mean, when we're doing Tai Chi and Qi Gong, like you said, that movement is all being directed to a central place, the Dantian. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, Dantian.
Yeah, it is.
And could you talk a little bit about that sort of home of energy in terms of the meridian pathways? Did you say that is where all of that energy is being directed to in the movement of Qigong and Tai Chi, and that sort of home base of energy? And when that energy, like you said, with depression and anxiety sometimes is stored too much in the head, that we benefit from guiding our energy back down to the Dantian.
Okay, so you talked about the Dantian. You pronounce absolutely correct.
Yay.
Dantian, Dan is this is two words. Dan is the pill. Tian is the field or palace. So in this case, it's the pill palace. The exact location when you're into acupuncture point is at REN 4, REN 4. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to get the anatomical location, is from your belly button, your palm width.
Right.
Straight down.
Right.
Yeah. So say, for instance, this is your belly button.
Yeah.
And straight down here, this is your dantian. This is your REN 4 point. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If you use acupuncture, we want to be more precise, exactly this point. But if we talk about dantian, we'll be around about this region. This is my palm. This is the plywood, and this is the region. So when you actually focus, it's energy coming from here. Now, you might not feel the dantian in most cases in normal way, but when you get angry and try to throw a punch really, really strongly to a person, but before you throw the punch out, you breathe in first, yes? And what you do, you sink into a dantian, and then you push the punch out. And that is the energy is coming from, yeah? You will not be breathing like this and throw, it doesn't work, yeah? You're actually breathing in and then sink in. So that's the qi, go into the dantian, from a dantian, convert into powerful energy and outcome into your fist.
Yeah.
So this is where dantian.
Wow. And I mean, there are many different feelings that come about for both men and women in that area, right? If I think of even when us women have periods, that is where we feel the pain. Or when people say, I had a gut feeling. I just had a feeling. I knew. I had a real go with your gut. It's referring to the same, that's why you feel it, right? Or if, you know, in real sadness, when you're really crying and it's painful, it's in that same place. It all comes back to that same place, it seems.
This is the source of energy.
Right.
But when you're talking about the period pain, because the uterus is underneath the dantian.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So in that case, if you, like I said, if you're barefoot and then not wearing socks or get cold feet and go into the uterus, however, those is very near to the dantian. So in this case, when you have a period pain, then you put a hot water bottle on the dantian or even on the navel, the heat will radiate into your uterus, the period pain will be easier.
Right.
And you talk about the emotion. In Chinese medicine, we got different emotion is controlled by different organs. Wow. Sadness is actually from the lung, angry from the liver, happiness from the heart. Yeah, okay. So in this case, it's all these worries from the spleen and stomach. But the thing is, the energy all stem from the dantian.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's why when we actually finish the Qigong practice, we actually want everything, all the Qi going back into the dantian, place the palm into the dantian. Because when you finish the Qigong, your palm, this is one of the major points of the Qigong as well. And people in China, they use the Qi healing. They use the base of the palm. No, the middle of the palm is called PC8. It's a Lao Gong PC8. In here is one of the major Qi point. Yeah, when you finish the Qigong, you feel so strong about here and warm as well. Yeah, you feel that it's some sort of thing pulling your palms together. Yeah.
No, like
yeah.
I've never, before your classes, I've never experienced something as electric as how I felt between my palms when you say hold the ball of the chi. It's incredible because it's almost like a zzz in between, like a real, like an actual ball of just invisible vibrate, and you can push against it, and it is hard, and well, not hard, but you know what I mean, and sort of really the heat is quite immense in your palms, and
in the palm,
it's a vibration, I get quite a tingling in my palms as well, especially when I push away. I get an incredible tingle. Like that is, I think, when I feel the chi move the most is when I push in front, and up too, especially with something we've done called turtle breathing. Really, really feel it. It's incredible, the force and electricity that you feel. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's why I said that when you practice Qigong, it's a lot more about feeling about the Qi and then in your body and guided Qi as well. So when we finish, as you know, that is quite powerful, pushing out. So in that case, you don't want those Qi energy wasted. So you actually place it on the dantian and coming back and breathing back in and cultivating the Qi. So it makes it stronger. And then also when you actually do the Qigong exercise, the Qi is quite abundant and moving around your body. So when we finish in the Qi, we're closing down more or less, right, okay, the Qi is yang type of energy. It rises it up mostly. So you want to actually bring it down to the ground, to the feet, and ground yourself again. So it's a common practice, especially when you practice the Qigong at the nighttime, you want to bring it down to the feet and then ground yourself, then you have a good night's sleep. Otherwise, if you don't do the closing, bring it down, the Qi will be around here. So for that night, you'll be quite awake.
Right, because you're too much in that yang state, which I suppose if we go over into more Western terms, that could be compared to a sympathetic state. When they talk about the sympathetic nervous system, is it that same, that the yang is more sympathetic, the yin is more parasympathetic, rest and digest?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Good.
Yes. Wow. I want to talk about the basic principles of Qigong and Tai Chi. We've talked about closing the practice, the importance of closing the practice. We've talked about the feet. I'd really love to talk about any other sort of basic sort of principles, foundational principles that there are of the practice, because we've talked a lot as well about our own internal energy. But am I correct in thinking that perhaps one or the other or both practices are also about protecting yourself from being affected by that external energy? Because we encounter so much external energy every day by experience, right? And we can often either be very affected by it or we can detach, and that's, I suppose, that building resilience. So I'm really interested in that in terms of Tai Chi and Qigong. Okay,
so we start with the Qigong first. As you know that when you're actually doing the ball of Qi, the energy you actually feel is your own electromagnetic fields.
Right.
Okay, we have electromagnetic fields around us anyway. Whether your electromagnetic field is in a balanced state is another matter. You have a negative ion and positive ions. They are equal numbers, so you have the round aura around you. Okay, so the more Qigong you practice, the stronger of the electromagnetic fields that you actually built up. And also they go out further, the aura around you.
Right.
So when you practice Qigong more, then your the senses is become more acute. Even people might be a couple of meters away from you, you note at the back of you, you notice that somebody is behind you.
Right.
Because your electromagnetic force is bigger, it's wider. Okay. So that's the first things. When you talk about Qigong, we focus within our body first. In our body, all the joints we talk about is the gate. Gate is open and close.
Right.
When we practice Qigong, we want to open our gates. So the gate is such as shoulder, elbow, wrist, even the joints on the fingers, the phalanges. And then the body is a hip, knee, and the ankle. So we need to open them as much as possible. When you open, like a tube, if it's a tube, it's straight, everything can flow through. When you bend, it stops, doesn't it? Yeah. So in this case, when I bend my elbow like this, my Qi halfway. When I extend, Qi flows.
Right.
Yeah. But however, when you extend your elbow, but if you're doing this, you'll be locking it. Yeah. Locking it is locking the gate as well. Yeah. So you come to the fine, you don't want to lock it. So come to a fine point that you want to extend, but not locking. Yeah. So when Qigong, the basis of the health Qigong, when you talk about Qigong, there's a certain categories of Qigong as well.
Yeah.
That's a martial Qigong. That's health Qigong. That's internal Qigong. There's a lot of Qigong, but the Qigong, the family that I follow would be health Qigong is really for maintaining the health rather than use the Qigong to fight. Yeah. So the health Qigong is mainly opening the gate. Right. Opening the gate. Yeah. And every time we do the breathing in and breathing out. When we do the breathing out, we actually opening the gate, like the wrist is here, open the gate, extend, open, and relax again. We don't stay open all the time because we're talking about the musculoskeletal structure. If you actually extend too much, your actually muscle is tensing.
Here, yes.
Yeah, that's right. So in this case, you extend and relax. You're breathing in, breathing out, extend, out, nothing left, and you relax straight away.
Yeah.
Rather than you holding the pose. So you actually can feel the energy coming, going, coming, going. That's why you feel the tinglings in your arm are more rapid when you do it properly. Rather than holding the pose.
Yeah, it sounds like working through a body that is relaxed and open rather than rigid and frozen. And it's interesting in terms of the Western world for how many people walk through their days, right? In a very, you see people in London on the tube, pre-COVID and when it was busier, and many people are very, very, very tense, rigid, walking through, and then that's going to translate to movement, right? So that's an incredible, that's an incredible thing of that sort of extending and moving, but in a relaxed way. It's not the movement, it's the way you move. It sounds like it's sort of what you're.
Yeah, that's what when you reflect what you say just now. Is the people when it is in the scary stage, and what they normally do, they actually bring the shoulder up, aware, being aware. It's like a turtle.
Like a fear.
It's a fear. Yeah, when people attack you, but when your body, the chi is abandoned, you don't really feel the fear because you're ready. Your body is enough to pushing away. Yeah. Okay. So this is the way to practice Qi and make yourself so much confident as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of the Qigong, in terms of the health Qigong, we open and close all the time. Yeah. Even though your body is raising up, and then your body is going to a stretching way as well. So stretching right and also stretching left. Complete open the body. When your body is raising up, my heel is going down, so it's stretching the entire spine as well. Right. So in this case, it's complete opening of the body. Yeah.
Right. So it's also good for posture and bodily support as well. Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a posture, most important posture. But in terms of Tai Chi, then we use the elements of the Qigong, all the elements of Qigong, and apply how do you utilize the internal strength to the maximum effect.
Right.
So it's more involved in terms of how to do the horse stance, how to throw the punch out, how to block, how to rotate your body. That's a little bit more delicate and requirement of even more the timing of your movement of the legs and hands together. That's why that's one principle of the Tai Chi. We talk about synchronization. When a hand is doing something, the leg is doing something. Yeah.
Being fully connected to your body. I love what you said just then about confidence as well, and sort of children and young people with all social media and everything else. I think we find with quite a lot of young people, we're in a bit of a confidence crisis. There's so much anxiety among the young population right now because expectation, and because that sort of label of perfection is constantly pushed in a lot of people's faces in terms of Instagram and social media. And so that internal strength of the Qigong and Tai Chi in terms of confidence and resilience, I think that's a really powerful, wonderful thing, that inner strength, but without the violence, without having to use it unless you really, really need to.
Yeah, because for this, the pressure around us at the moment is kind of it's a yang energy, but with the elements of negative energy as well.
Right.
So you keep pushing into you, and then the yang energy rises up. So you don't know where to think, okay?
No.
But when you're doing Qigong, you know how to utilize that energy. Okay, sometimes the energy is too much here. We don't want to waste it. So in this case, bring it down.
Bring it down.
To utilize it. Yeah.
That's
so the
simple.
Qigong
It's so
simple. Yeah. So you just know the way how to bring it down, ground yourself again, and let your head clear a little bit, and you move on again. But nowadays, it's a lot of this pressure, and people do know how to bring it down. And then when it comes to a very, very acute state, then people rely on antidepressant. So antidepressant is work the other way, where you're having the drugs bring you right down. There's no way you can go up again.
Right.
So people taking antidepressant, the body, they can't really function, they can't think straight. Yeah. And then after the medication wear out, and then the yang energy rush up again. So the whole body actually going yo-yo. There's no center ground like this. This body is the emotion should be like this. They're always an up and down, but most people either up or either down. If you're taking antidepressant, it's like a yo-yo, up and down.
Wow.
So yeah, you want to bring it back into the center, just going up and down emotion. Yeah, that's just a balanced state.
Yeah. So for someone who was suffering with depression and anxiety, and I know it's a very common thing at the moment, especially with all the lockdowns around the world with the pandemic, would you say, I mean, I'm sure Qigong and Tai Chi is an incredible practice to utilize, and it's great too because you don't need a lot of space and you don't need any sort of crazy equipment or anything. You just sort of need yourself and a great teacher, right?
It is in a way, yes, you absolutely nailed it on, because when you do Qigong and actually calm yourself, centralize yourself. So the first stage, you feel you needed some help, go with the health Qigong, and then just ground yourself. And like you said, zero equipment. If you want to use the equipment, visualize your own equipment.
Yes. Like you said, you visualize your opponent, right? When you teach, you are always, I mean, that's of course more with the martial arts of the Tai Chi Qigong, but you were saying you visualize someone else is there and you are working around them.
Yeah, that's Qigong. That's a Tai Chi. But Qigong, you visualize the ball, you're stretching it, the ball squeezing it. Open it, squeezing, and that's it. Yeah, you just visualize the equipment, and then you can do it anywhere you like. You can actually sitting down, which I've done some sitting down Qigong with you guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And standing up, you don't even need a square meter of a space, and that's all really. Not even that sometimes. Yeah.
And how often would you say to really reap the benefits of Qigong Tai Chi? Would you practice Qigong Tai Chi?
I would say myself, I practice Qigong mostly every day, ranging from about 20 minutes to 2 hours.
Wow.
Depends what sort of time and the state of mind you are. If you're calm at that, you can actually practice a little bit lesser on the Qigong, then I'll practice on a bit of Tai Chi. When I feel a little bit more up here, and people keep asking you, give me this, give me that, give me that. Okay, you do a little bit more and calm yourself. Yeah, do maybe half an hour. Yeah, every day start with small amount and cultivate the Qi. And first, you might get a little bit annoyed about, I can't feel my Qi. But trust me, in time, like yourself, it doesn't take you long. You can actually feel the buzzing.
Yeah.
So in this case, it's quite powerful.
Oh, so powerful. And it really is it's the essence of it really is breathing. For me, I found anyway, it is, I think I said to you before, with how slow the movements are, the challenge to slow my breath down that much whilst moving, because it's one thing slowing your breath right down and doing controlled diaphragmatic breathing lying down or just sitting, but to do it whilst even doing these sort of movements and in a flow takes more energy, so it's harder to slow that breath down. And so I found it's been incredible to start my morning that way, and especially the time that you do it, because you always do it, of course, your practice at the moment at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so is that important, the time of day that you practice the Qi Gong or Tai Chi?
When you practice of Qi Gong, obviously you want to make the most of the sun energy. Yes, sun rises up 5 o'clock in the morning. That's why when you go out there in the park in Asia, in the East, Far East, there's a lot of people 5 o'clock at crack of dawn in the garden, because that's the air exchange. That's the maximum of the negative ion energy they can absorb from the greens. So they go out to the park, yeah. But when the sun reaching around about 10 to 11 o'clock, they get a little bit hotter, and then energy more intense. So in this case, when you're actually working on energy, you don't want too much yang energy, because you're actually working on the yang energy. Right. So in this case, from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock onwards, you want to scale down. So I feel very, very sad about people doing the gym energy exercise lunchtime. They should get the heart a little bit rest. You know, we have a sun outside, yeah, but we got another sun inside, which is our heart.
Yeah.
In here. So two hearts merge together. That's why is the cultivating, nourishing your body. Lunchtime is the best time to get a nap. Bring your heart rate down.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So come back into your question. Yes, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So going back to the question about what's the good time of doing the Qigong, is morning is the best. Get the sun energy, and the nighttime is the time to actually cultivate, and then bring the energy back into your center, and then ground yourself as well. Yeah. So morning and nighttime, they're the best.
And take a nap at lunchtime.
Take a little nap in the lunchtime. Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
You feel so much energized.
Wow, great. Because we are so go, and this is something I've been working on personally as well at the moment in the world, that everything is so quick now and fast, and emails, instant messaging, social media again, contactless payments, even with food, you can have food delivered to your door straight away. It's so fast that I think it speeds up your internal rhythm as well, which is why I think Tai Chi Qi Gong could be is a hugely beneficial practice for the Western world, because it slows down, brings people down.
Yeah, that's right. Slows down. So that's why the movement is slows down, and then breathing. Take the time to breathing in and breathing out. When you do things quick, your breath would be short. Yeah. When you slow things down, you can breathe in. The air stay in your lung. The longer, the more oxygen you take in. This is the important element you want to extract from the atmosphere, is the oxygen. When you do it, you don't get much oxygen into your body. So you prolong your breathing, and then going out as well. When you're going out, the carbon dioxide coming out from the system. So you have more air exchange. So your body is more energized. And then more oxygen in the body, more calmer you are. Yeah. When you are nervous, your body gasps for oxygen. That's why panic attack, people gasping for oxygen. That's why. Yeah. But when you diaphragm breathing and actually slow it right down, I have a couple of cases in the clinic, and people come to me, got panic attack. I didn't have to put acupuncture on them. I just teach them how to breathe.
Wow.
10 minutes, 15 minutes later, they're much calmer and just leave the clinic. So breathing is very, very important. Now, come back to your saying just now, is to practice, know what you practices, find a good teacher. And some people, or majority of people, rely on the YouTube now. YouTube is a good source of information. However, I would say they're reference information. They're not learning information. Learning, you need some guidance. You need to actually listen to the instruction, and not all the teachers saying. Because when you go to YouTube, majority of the YouTube is quite short. So what they do, they just do you the movement. So you don't know when to breathe in, when to breathe out, what's this movement, what's the intention, whether it's extend or what is relax. So you miss that important information, which is quite crucial.
The essence of the actual practice, you're sort of just copying otherwise, right? If you're doing the YouTube.
That's right, yes. That's why in my classes, as you come across that, I'm going to find detail exactly, tell you that how do you feel when you're breathing in. This is important. This is my responsibility to make you aware, and then you can become healthier. Yeah, I don't want my student to be, getting worse. Yeah, some people blindly follow Qi Gong, they get dizziness.
Dizziness?
Yeah, tight chest.
They get dizziness and tight chest.
Yeah, because when they do, they do. Because some student told me that, and I said, what have you done in terms of breathing? And then they told me that, okay, I do as extension movement, instead of breathing out, they're holding the breath. So when they hold the breath more, you'll create more lactic acid in the body, and the carbon dioxide can't come on the body quick enough. So in this case, get that dizziness and tight chest.
Right.
Yeah, when you hold things, you contract more. So in this case, you get tight chest. So it's important. Guidance, good instruction is important. Yeah.
Could you repeat that? Sorry, you cut out for a second. You said it's important guidance.
Oh, sorry. Guidance, and also the information that what you're really looking for,
right,
is important. Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's
so even though my
sorry. Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. That's why whenever I finish my classes, I upload the video onto YouTube. You come across with those, and although I shorten a video, I still leave the explanation bit behind so that people can still remember what's been taught.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really important to have a good teacher. And I suppose that importance of doing a live class rather than just going to a video someone has recorded, I suppose. There's a real beauty in doing a live class, being there, even if it's on a camera, but being there with someone doing the movement. I think there's real education in that, because I suppose then you are sharing energy in real time together, rather than just copying and pasting.
Yeah, that's right. You will sense my energy, while I'm doing the live class. And also I always leave about 10 to 15 minutes at the end of the class, so people still got fresh in terms of, I'm not quite sure how it is done, might do it wrongly or rightly. They have the time to actually reflect and then ask me, and let me just give them an answer. Yeah, so it is important to do that part. And some classes as well, if I say that, okay, my students, they have got enough information with me, so what I ask them to repeat that movement. I look at every individual, how they do it, and I'll pick up the common mistakes, and I just let people know, okay, what the common mistake in this session. So in this case, just make sure that people pick up straight away. You don't want to leave it for too long when people do it wrongly.
Right. Yes, it's about the repetition, refining, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yes, and the feeling as well. Get the feeling inside, rather than just do the hands movement. Get the feeling. Close your eyes. That's why some session ask you, close your eyes. You just listen to my instruction. I tell you what to do, and then yes.
Yeah. So it's about getting it wrong and refining more. I love that. And I think that's important as well, to remind everyone in the practice of Qigong and Tai Chi that it is a journey. It's not a quick fix. You don't do one session and go, great, I'm a master. It's years and years of practice every day. And this is what I love about all these different practices, is that it's such a journey, and there is no exact destination. It's a journey of connecting more with your inner self, right? And mastering this rather than finding anything out there, which is, I love that.
Yes, absolutely. So in the Chinese saying that when we go to a Chinese martial arts school, the master was saying that you have to do 3 years is a little success, 10 years is a big success. That is depending on you, whether you with a good heart and do it religiously as well. So somebody can reach a little bit faster. If you do it once a day compared to somebody do it 3 times a day, so he'll get there quicker.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's quite right. It's a journey. We will never stop at the same place. You either promote progress or you coming back. Doing anything. It's just like swimming upstream. You won't stay in the same position for long. Either you're going up or you're coming back down.
Right. Yes. And I guess both are as important as the other, right? The up and the down are very
Of
important.
course, yes, that's right. Yeah, if you're down and they give you that what I've done wrong, that I'm going down. So in that case, inspire you, motivate you to go a little bit, to correct it, go up. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Final question. What do you think that Tai Chi and Qi Gong could really do for the Western world? If you say you were Prime Minister of the whole of the United Kingdom and you set all the rules, what do you think Qi Gong and Tai Chi practices could do for the Western world and our sort of fast-paced, goal-orientated way of life?
Okay, now actually, Western world has actually taken cherry picking a part of it, the meditation. Okay, meditation is part of the Qigong anyway, but I think the health Qigong we do is the moving meditation.
Right.
So I think for every stage that we actually starting from the very ground level, which is from the infant, from the primary school, they should actually introduce the education of the Qigong and Tai Chi. That's our philosophy. And then actually in China now, in the primary school, they actually have a Qigong and Tai Chi session in between classes.
Wow.
So people get their sort of a mindset and practice in place. So they practice when they're young. So when they get a little bit older, they know how to recenter themselves when they get set.
Yeah.
So in this case, if I was Prime Minister, okay, we are going to refine the education system and fit Tai Chi and Qigong, and then also for all the company and big corporate in there. Okay, every morning, set about 20 minutes, everybody doing Tai Chi and Qigong themselves, and lunchtime, have a little break for rest. And then before you go home, if you can afford the time, do a half an hour Qigong wind down as well. So everybody will be a good state, and then nobody needs any antidepressants.
Yes. And I think, the world would be a much happier, more connected place.
More harmonized.
Yeah, less violence, less disagreements, because that all comes from emotional reaction, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Conflict, or even on a big scale, it's all fueled by this emotional aggression.
That's right.
So I think
too much energy all up here.
Too much energy.
All up here. Up here. I want to bring it down.
Bring it down.
Bring it down.
That would be your slogan for your campaign. Bring it down.
Bring it down.
Sam Ma for president. I love it. For Prime Minister. Oh, I love it. Honestly, it's been gorgeous. Thank you so much for coming and talking to me.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Where can people find your school? What do people if people want to connect with you and practice and work with you, how do people find you?
Okay, now, first of all, if people want to know that whether my action actually match what I'm talking, they can go to YouTube and type in Sam Ma, SAM space MA, and Qigong or Tai Chi. They will have some of my video. They have a look and see whether things that is whether it is to interest a cup of tea. If it is a cup of tea, then what you do, you can email me. It's samma.tcm@gmail.com. So just drop me an email, saying that I would like to join your class. Then give me a detail. Then we can have a chat and then see where I can lead you to your life journey.
Yes, and you do one-to-one sessions as well, right? Of course, depending on the pandemic, but normally.
Normally, I do one-to-one. Actually, at the moment, I do one-to-one. Like at the moment, I'm doing one-to-one. Actually, I see the persons, and then the posture that will be more dedicated to the person's posture. Depends what they really want, really. Yeah, then I'll have a more dedicated time to the person as well. So and then when people can meet together, I'll do sort of a physical in-class one-to-one as well. So if they really want to get themselves up onto the journey a little bit more faster, then I can do it as well. Or just join the big group.
Yeah, of course. No, and I can absolutely vouch for some mass classes. They are incredible. And I hope, I'm right at the beginning of my Qi Gong Tai Chi journey, but it's going to be a beautiful journey. And
You will be. Yeah.
I'm very excited for it. And thank you so
Good.
much for talking to me today. It's been
You're
brilliant.
welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Thank you.